We are live. Yes, we are. This is Freddie Benson. I'm doing this just for Nick Earnshaw, just so he gets a kick out of it one time. I still don't know who Freddie Benson is, but regardless, the shift is
Uncultured.
here.
Uncultured.
Uncultured to what?
Uncultured. Just uncultured. You don't know who Freddie Benson is. Don't know. How do you not know who Freddie Benson is? It's ridiculous. I do it every show.
Will.
I count us down, and you still don't know who I'm talking about. Every single time. It's okay, though. I wouldn't expect you old geezers to understand. It's fine. It's all right. It's fine.
Dog, you know what? What's funny, Nick, is that like I'm getting at the age, like I'm 28. I'm gonna be 29 in like 3 months. I'm starting to get at the age where it's like it's getting disrespectful to say I'm old, man. Like you better watch it, little boy. All right, it's getting a little disrespectful. It might be, I feel good when people tell me now that like, hey, you look like you're 21 or 22.
You do. You don't look like you're almost.
Oh no,
you don't look like you're on the wrong side of your 20s. You don't.
But see that feels. You'll be there in no time. Don't worry, bro. It goes by fast. It goes by very fast.
I guess I'm 2 years away, right? 2 years away from being on the wrong
23,
side.
right?
23. So 25, I guess that's the start of the wrong side, right? It's everything.
Yeah, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy your prime years. I'm supposed to be my prime. I was out there playing tennis earlier, bro. And my arms are hurting. My legs are hurting. My everything. My back.
So you're starting to feel sore now.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it might have been tennis elbow. That's a different story.
Okay.
That's a little story. I've gotten tennis elbow before.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
It hurts. It's not fun. Make sure you're taking care of yourself.
Stretch it out. No Tommy. We don't need Tommy Johns. We don't need torn UCLs.
Right. And I'll have to miss like a year of the shift.
None of that. Yeah, you'll be on the sideline, right. Injured list, 60 days.
Can't be Jason Dominguez.
I'll have to carry the show. Like usual, per usual.
We knew that was coming. It
was there. It was there for the taking. I couldn't.
It was. I served it up on a silver platter, just like Zach Wheeler to Ronald Acuna Jr. last night. Little silver platter, that home run. Same with Matt Olson.
Like your transition there, by the way. Good one. Thanks. It was good.
By the way, we didn't talk about this, but I just want to introduce, and I know that it's the Braves and we're Phillies fans here, but we're supposed to be, a baseball show here. Matt Olson ties Andrew Jones, I believe, last night. 51 home runs. Yeah. I remember that season very well when Andrew Jones hit 51 home runs. He was a beast that year. And Matt Olson is obviously going to break that record. I don't know if he's a shot at 60 or anything like that. I mean, still got, we got less than 3 weeks now. Probably tough, but maybe Olson goes on a tear, which he has been. But pretty cool there, but not cool last night as a Phillies fan.
No,
that game was not fun. Don't want to make this a Phillies podcast, but real quick, that game wasn't fun.
No, not at all. I'm getting so. I was texting friend of the show, Joe Von Alford, last night, and we're talking about the game, and we're just getting so like it. We're definitely not the only ones. I'm sure you agree with this. Like the Phillies coming back, and like
it just seems like that lately.
Just lately. It's just
a bit of an overreaction, though.
No, it is.
People are like talking about it like it's been happening all year. Like,
I know, but like, it's happened a few times.
Definitely recently.
But it's so
for sure,
frustrating.
Dude, I went to the game. I went to the first game against Miami last weekend, and they lost that game, and they had that, and they've had a few of these games. They've had a few of these games in the Atlanta series so far. So definitely frustrating. But it's like as a baseball fan, that's a fun game to watch last night.
Yeah, it stinks because like as a Phillies fan, you're sitting there and you're like, oh my God, we got a shot. We came back. They're not quitting, but and in the 10th inning, it's like that ghost runner kills them every single time. And the Phillies have had a ton of trouble with that lately. That's just how it feels. They're coming all the way back. They're fighting back. You fight hard. The crowd's into it, and then boom, it's over in a split second. It stinks.
Yeah, and you knew it last night as soon as like Castellanos grounded in that double play. I'm like, they're not coming back. Turner hit this home run. Stott hit that home run. Harper hit that home run for them to lose this game.
It's like you knew JT was going to come up and just strike out. Like it just feels like that the entire season. Like he's just come up small in big situations. Now he's had some big hits in games, but like for the most part, I mean, he just hasn't been like that clutch player that he's seemingly been in the past. I mean, we saw in Game 1 of the World Series last year how clutch he was, but like this year it just hasn't been that way. Maybe it'll be different in the playoffs. Who knows? I mean, baseball is a funny game, so.
Baseball is and it's crazy too. Just we'll get to the first topic here in a second. It's crazy because like JT necessarily hasn't had a terrible season just for his standards. You know, being the best catcher in baseball.
BCIB,
Adley
man.
now, you know.
I know. Listen, I like Adley.
I do too.
I picked him to win the home run derby this year. So
I know,
you
know,
lost
per usual, and you lost per usual.
You know, he should have won that round. He went up against.
I'm not going back to the crappy home run derby format. I don't want to talk about it.
It's been a while, and my job is to aggravate you, and that's I've done my job already. 5 minutes and 40 seconds in.
Good for you. Happy to have you back, bud. Happy to have you back. Yes, the shit is back. You know, it's been a few weeks, but we are back and we're ready for the rest of the season. It's gonna be a fun stretch run here. Let's talk about the first thing that's kind of been the hot topic, Nick. At least in the National League, but definitely around baseball. Just because of both of the seasons that they've been having. Acuna, it's been all year. Mookie Betts, it's been more of. I mean, all year he's been great, but more of the last couple of months where he's just been unbelievable to where Mookie is could hit like 45 home runs. Who could think that small Mookie Betts could hit 45 home runs, and he's potentially could do that. Obviously, we're talking about Mookie Betts, Ronald Acuna Jr. potential because it's going to be one of them. It's going to be Mookie Betts or Ronald Acuna Jr. that will win the MVP this year. It seems like more people are leaning towards Acuna, but I want to have a conversation with you, Nick, about this. What are your thoughts? Because I think maybe about a week ago, definitely the last couple of weeks it started to heat up. But what are your thoughts on this? Do you like Acuna? Do you like Mookie? Simple. Who do you like for MVP right now?
Yeah, I'm still on Acuna, man. Listen, Mookie's had a great year. No, not taking away anything from Mookie Betts. He's had a fantastic year. But for Ronald Acuna, man, he's just done it all season long. He has the 30-60 season, and he's probably going to get to a 40-70. He's probably going to get there. I mean, it's very much in the cards to possibly happen. No one's ever done it before. The guy's just been unbelievable. The pitch clock has helped him clearly in the stolen base category, leads the league right now. I believe with 65 at the moment, so he needs 5 more stolen bases to hit that 70 benchmark. He leads the league in runs, leads the league in hits. I mean, he's just been unbelievable. Has over 330 batting average right now, 415 on base percentage. The guy's just been unbelievable. You can't take anything away. He's going to have over 200 hits this year. He's like 3 home runs away from a 40 home run season, 3 RBIs away from a 100 RBI season. I just, there's so much there for me in Acuna. He's so electric. And with how good that Braves team has been, I just, being on the best team in baseball, being the best player in baseball, being the leader of that, I think, man, and the numbers back it up. I have to go with Ronald Acuna. Now, Mookie's had a great year. His numbers are great too, right? Like he's batting .311. He has a .411 OBP. His OPS is really good. 39 homers, over 100 RBIs. He's been great too. Not taken away. But then you also look, he only has 11 stolen bases on the season, just over 10. What Ronald Acuna is doing is incredible. It's incredible. 65 stolen bases, going to probably get to 70, the 40-70 thing, the 30-60 thing. It's all that stuff plays a factor into being the most valuable. And for him to be the most valuable on the best team, yeah, no doubt. I think it's Acuna still.
Yeah, I get the best team thing. Like I've talked about this like in the past. Like I don't know. There was that argument for a couple of years ago that I think it was 2021, the year Harper won MVP. Like they're like, oh well, Soto's on a bad team, so like that's not his fault though. Like okay, Acuna's on a great team, but like I don't know, he doesn't have control of that. Like
yeah, I know, yeah, I get it.
I understand, and like I get the whole like, well, maybe his like a player that's in a playoff race at their at bats, there's a little more pressure on them, and so maybe but at the same time though, like it's not. I don't know. Like, it's not a player's fault necessarily for being on a bad team. People say that about Mike Trout. He signed 13 years on the Angels. That's his choice. I guess. But, like, here's the thing. I am not going to necessarily disagree with you or anyone that says Ronald Acuna Jr. is MVP. I can't, like, disagree with that because he's had such an incredible season. I think it's at this point, and the fun part, I think, is that it's nitpicking at this point. You could say about Acuna that he could have 40 home runs and 70 stolen bases, and that is 100% a possibility. And that's a crazy thing. That's a really, like, an incredible thing. We've never seen that. I get it. But also, I mean, you can also make the argument that, I mean, his stolen base percentage isn't even top 10, though. So I understand. 65 stolen bases. That's great. But, you know, the stolen base percentage, though, okay, like you're getting out, you know, you're not even top 10 when it comes to stolen base percentage. So I don't know. So there's that. Also, Mookie's got more home runs. Mookie's power is above Acuna. 607 slug. His OPS is 17 points higher. His OPS plus is also higher than his. And he's a better defensive player. He's a much better defensive player. And that's what it came down to for me. It comes down to, I think that, okay, Acuna has the speed. He has the stolen bases. They are very similar in power. But I think Mookie has the edge in power. So I think and wins above replacement. Mookie's got better wins above replacement. He leads Major League Baseball in Baseball Reference's WAR statistic. Not the end all be all, but it is a statistic, and I do value it. So I think it comes down to Mookie's got 9 defensive runs saved this year between second base and outfield, and Acuna's got like 1. So I think that's what it comes down to. And I have been an advocate in the past that maybe defense isn't like as important as we make it out to be. But if we're nitpicking here, I go with Mookie because of defense. So that's my angle. But I'm not mad at you, Nick, for picking Ronald Acuna Jr. And I feel like, look, he's been caught stealing 13 times this year. Acuna. That is, let's see that percent.
You can do the math.
I'm going to do the math right now. I'm going to find my calculator.
65 out of what? 78.
65 divided by 78. 83%. So it's even lower the last time I checked. I think last time I checked last week, it was 85. It went down to 83. Okay. It is important, though. It is important.
It's not.
I'm not saying it's not important. Caught stealing percentage isn't important.
He is 60. For the amount he's stolen this year, 65 out of 78 isn't that bad. Come on. It's not that bad.
No, it's not. I'm not saying. I'm just saying that, like,
he leads the league in stolen bases. He leads the league. He's the most. And
of
course, he's going to get for the amount of times he's going to try and steal. Of course, he's going to get thrown out on occasion. And to have be around 83, 85%, I don't.
I'll take a guy that's going to steal 40 bases out of 42 than Acuna doing 65 out of 78. That sounds crazy. That sounds a little crazy. It is a little crazy. But no, I'm just saying though. Like we got to call stealing percentage too. Though
that's fine.
We got to add that in there.
Fine. Whatever.
It's fine. So do you see any argument for Mookie?
Not really. I don't. I don't steal. First of all, 22 points higher is Ronald Acuna's batting average. 22 points higher. He has about 30 more base hits than Mookie Betts this year. And the fact he has more runs, I think, he leads the league in runs too because of the stolen bases. He's getting himself into scoring position. The guy is the MVP. I'm sorry. He's just been the most valuable this year. He's been all on a tear. He's setting records. Mookie's had a phenomenal season. It's Acuna this year. It's just Acuna this year. It has to be, with all the stats he's leading in, has to be Ronald Acuna.
So you don't value defense?
I value defense, but it's not going to be a make or break for me in this case. His numbers are so crazy. Hitting 333, having the OBP as high as it is, higher than Mookie Betts. He's going to have 100 RBI seasons. He's going to have probably 40 home runs. The stolen bases. The fact he's been able to do all of this year, it's just so much for me. And I think I think the fact he's done it all season long, and Mookie's had like a big stretch, but not the entire season. I got to give it to Acuna. Got to give it to Acuna. He's been the most consistent player all year, and I think he's been the better player all year. Not by much, but he's been the better player.
I understand the consistency thing. I understand that, but I think Mookie's caught up to Acuna, and I think you can make a case for him. I'm just saying the power, the defense, the power in the defense, and his overall. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not saying WAR is the end all be all, but his WAR is 7 points higher than him. I'm just saying, it is a. I know at Baseball Reference, their formula is a little different than Fangraphs. They value the OPS and I believe batted runs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think there's 100% a case for Mookie. Acuna's gonna win it. I'm gonna be honest. Like Acuna's going to win it. I think the stolen bases and home runs thing is definitely gonna be in people's minds. I get it. And if he wins it, I'll say he deserves it. But we'll see next couple of weeks. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe that ceiling percentage keeps going down.
I'm not saying Mookie doesn't deserve. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be in the conversation. Oh, he's had an MVP like year. Totally. I just think Acuna's just been a little bit better. I get you can bring up defense. I just think offensively, Acuna's been more of a powerhouse than Mookie, just by a little bit, and I think that's why he deserves the edge.
Okay, defense matters. That's all I'm gonna say. That's it on that part. So I got Mookie, you got Acuna. We always disagree somehow. We don't even plan these things. Like we're not first take. We don't plan our takes.
This is not manufactured. This is this is from the heart what we actually believe.
Yes, from my real heart, and your heart. I don't know what your heart needs. Your heart needs a little more heart.
I need Ellie De La Cruz to hit over 200 in a month.
It's disgusting. It's not good, bro. You're not looking good, man. You're really looking bad. I think you have to apologize about that, and I'll apologize. We'll do that right now. Go ahead and apologize to me. No, go ahead. Go ahead, apologize. Do it.
I'm not apologizing. There's nothing to apologize for.
You just apologize. Apologize for
nothing. There's nothing to apologize for. I am still the leader of the Ellie De La Cruz fan club. I'm here.
I'm not saying for you to apologize to be that. I want you to be as a leader of the fan club. I'm saying apologize about the whole rookie of the year crap.
Listen,
you have the floor. Nick, look at me. You have the floor right now. You have a chance. You have the opportunity.
He still has a chance. He can make it up. I don't even believe what I'm saying right now. I can't even.
Yeah, go ahead and apologize.
There's no reason for me to apologize. I don't need to apologize. There's no reason to.
There's just so much to apologize. I'll apologize right now. I'm gonna be a bigger man. Hold on.
Go ahead. You
go ahead. I need the music in the background or something like that. So I'd like to apologize to you, Nick Earnshaw. This is me showing my heart, me being a big man. Okay, for saying that the San Diego Padres were going to, we're going to make the playoffs. I truly apologize about that because it's not going to happen. They are 8 games back with about 2.5 weeks left to play. It's not happening.
By next episode, maybe you'll get an apology out of me, but I forgive you.
Thank you.
The Padres thing. Maybe I'm still in the denial phase right now.
Okay, you got to go through it. I guess
I'm still going through. I can't get there yet. I can't get to the apology steps. Can't get there.
Okay, you need to give it a couple more weeks. Okay, that's fine. I'll let you go.
When Corbin wins, then I'll apologize.
Yeah, we all know Corbin Carroll's gonna win. That's embarrassing. I gave you the floor though. Just remember that. I gave you the opportunity.
You gave me the floor. I know. And I'm still in denial.
You are still in denial. You need to get out of that crap. All right. I am hungry. After this, I'm gonna go eat some lunch. But before that,
I had a later breakfast. I had a later breakfast today.
Nice. Yeah, you wake up at you wake up at like noon. So
later breakfast today. No, I've been waking up at like 8, 9 lately. 8, 9. Yeah, normal time. But today was a little awkward. I like woke up. You know how you wake up and can't go back?
Yeah.
I did that for a little while. So then I woke up a little later today.
Okay. So yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get to the meat and potatoes. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. I got my fork, I got my knife, I got my napkin here. Maybe I need a bib too. Yeah, here we go. Here we go,
big.
babe. Meat potatoes. MLB, Nick Earnshaw, is keeping the pitch clock and the new rules as is for the playoffs. What do we think here? What do we think? Are we excited about this? Are we not? Are we upset at this? I already know how you feel. Even before you texted or you put this in the notes. Are you what way are you feeling about this?
It doesn't shock me. I want to preface this by saying that it does not shock me that they're not like. I wish before the season they had this figured out instead of trying to decide mid-season. Oh, we're gonna do it for the play. Like, I just don't love it, man. Like postseason baseball, like it's just as a fan, I love like the intensity. The games take a little bit longer. I get it. But I love that. Like that postseason baseball is supposed to be like that because you're hanging on every single pitch. Every pitch, you're locked in, and like there's drama like throughout the entire thing. Stepping off, the pitcher stepping off, like the batter stepping out of the box or something. Like just the drama between pitcher and hitter. I don't want it to feel rushed. And I think it might feel like that at times, maybe during the postseason this year. I just wish they'd give them a little more time. I wish they added some more time for the postseason. Maybe they'll do that in the future. I hope they do. Just give the pitchers and the hitters a little more time during the postseason, just to add that dramatic effect, just for as the fan to be entertained. I think it's the best part about postseason baseball. It doesn't matter how long the games are. It matters like what the drama is like. What's the story of the game? And I don't know if it'll take it away. I don't think it's going to take it away completely, but I think you'll see a difference from last season, seasons past to this year with the pitch clock. I just wish they would give them a little more time. That's all. It doesn't have to be take it away fully, but I just wish they had more time in between pitches for the postseason. I think it would be a nice little kind of reward for getting to the playoffs too, in my opinion.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say, Nick, and I do agree with you, to a certain extent, but like, are there any other sports out there that like they change the rules in the playoffs?
I mean, you could go overtime rules for hockey, for football, basketball. I don't think really basketball, but like hockey and football, the overtime rules change because they have to keep playing. They're not going to end like a tie. They're not going to go to a shootout in hockey. But I mean, that's little things. That's why I'm saying like a little, like 5 more seconds or just something like something that'll make a difference, but not make like a total drastic change. Just where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I'm reading from the Jeff Passan article.
Yep, I have that up too.
This was like a couple weeks ago. Where is it? Right here. I'm gonna read it. Players had expressed interest in adding time to the clock, which mandates pitchers throw the ball within 15 seconds of receiving it when the bases are empty and 20 seconds with runners on. But MLB's executive council agreed to not to amend any rules before the postseason. And on Friday, the league informed the Joint Competition Committee, made up of players and ownership representatives, of its decisions. Sources said, so the MLB's executive council said that they were not going to amend any rules.
Which makes sense. I mean, it makes sense because you don't want to change things mid-season. You want to see how it plays out first. I mean, this is a year they wanted to test this out, right? And you want to be consistent with how you've been all year. I get it. It was not a shock to me that they weren't going to add time to the clock. I think also in that article it said nearly 2/3 of regular season games have ended without a violation, which shows like players have gotten used to it. But I still think you want, as a fan, as someone who's experienced baseball, postseason baseball, from the couch, from at the game, you want that dramatic sense of feeling during the game, and you don't want things to feel rushed during the postseason because it's such important baseball. It's such a different type of atmosphere. I think going forward, seasons coming up, maybe I think they should look at adding a few more seconds just to have that kind of postseason flair to it a little bit and make it a little bit of a reward for getting there.
I would agree with that. And I think emotionally, like I agree with you as a baseball fan. I think, I mean, hey, like, does Bryce Harper's Bedlam at the Bank home run happen last year with the pitch clock?
I don't know.
You know, maybe that doesn't happen. Maybe Bryce has, you know, he steps out of the box. He has to get right back in there. It's a little different, but I mean, the rule applies to everybody, so it's not just one guy. And like the thing is, like I kind of have gotten over like thinking about like what it would be like if the World Series ended on a pitch clock violation. Like, yeah, it would probably be not great, but like, man, I'm going back to tennis. You know, I like to go back to tennis. I've seen matches, championship points end on double faults, and no one wants that, but it's just a part of tennis. Like, I mean, the pitch clock's a part of baseball now. So like, I don't know if you're gonna. I don't know. I hear what you're saying. Like emotionally, as a baseball fan, you know, wanting to watch the games that way. But at the same time, like if it's a part of baseball, it's a part of baseball now, man. But I also see, I'm kind of all over the place here, but I also see your 20-second thing there if you're adding 5 seconds. So I get it. I get both ways. But I think at the end of the day, I think I would agree with you. I would have liked to have seen, you know, a couple more seconds added, 5 seconds. But
going back to your point on like the World Series ending on like a pitch timer violation, it's highly unlikely that would happen.
Right.
Like even like you could also like if that were like that scenario were to come up, right? Like I don't know. You could put measures in place for an umpire's discretion there, like in a World Series game, in a big spot. Major League Baseball wouldn't want that to happen. Nobody wants that to happen. So there's workarounds, I feel like, to scenarios like that. But they're highly unlikely to happen. I can't see a playoff game or a World Series game ending on a pit. I just think it's very unlikely to happen. I think the way players have started really getting used to the timer and all, it's not gonna be something to think about really. And if it were to happen, it would have to happen for there to be significant change. For Major League Baseball to be like, oh God, we can't have that happen again, right? Like it would have to happen. We've seen that in sports leagues in the past. Things have to happen first before they implement them because people don't want to look ahead. People don't want to look ahead and prepare sometimes for these scenarios, but it's just how it is sometimes.
Yep. All right, so that's pitch clock will be staying for the Major League Baseball playoffs in 2023, just 3 weeks away. It's really exciting. So new rules as is for the playoffs.
Yep.
All right, let's talk some postseason. Let's stick to postseason talk. Here in the meat and potatoes. Let's start with National League wildcard race, Nick, because the American League wildcard race is, I guess it's like partially fun, but like there are, let's see, in the National League, Phils and Cubs at the top, but Arizona has the third spot.
Yep.
But then you got Cincy, Miami, and San Fran all within like a game or two of each other.
Yes.
Which is very exciting. It's really been fluctuating over the last like month or so. So right now, as is, 79 and 66 Phils. The Cubs 78 and 68. They've been on a tear since the All-Star break ish around there. Arizona 76 and 70. So those are your three spots right now. Nick, how are you feeling about this race? Where are we at right now? Who do you trust? Who do you not trust? With 3 weeks left here, it's exciting. Man, it's fun.
I think we did something with the wild card races like a couple of weeks back on one of our episodes.
Yes.
And I think I said San Francisco's a lock, man. Oh, that's not looking too hot right now. I mean, listen, they're only one game.
No one's a lock, man. I don't think anyone's a lock.
No, that it's so much more fun than the AL. The AL's only four, like you have the Toronto's in it, and you have Seattle as well. They're kind of tied for that third spot. But man, with this National League wild card race, it's unreal, right? Like you got Arizona, young up and coming team trying to make their way into the postseason, right? Cincinnati, another team. They were in first for a little bit in the division for a while. Miami, another team, made some moves at the deadline to try and help themselves get over the hump and make the playoffs. And then San Francisco's 4-6 in their last 10 games. And if you look at the other teams in Miami, Cincinnati, Arizona, Chicago, those teams are all 6-4 in their last 10. So San Francisco is on the wrong side of things right now, and in this race. And there's not really a team I trust. I mean, this is so wide open, Francisco. I mean, this is what the MLB wanted to happen, right? When they added the third wild card team, they wanted to make the like game 162 like be the entire month and have it like be such a close race to the finish. It's hard for me to say. I was so.
Well, we know who you want.
Who do I want?
The Reds.
Oh, I want to see Elly De La Cruz in the playoffs. I mean, that's why I don't want to apologize yet. I mean, it's why I don't want to apologize yet. If we're being real, it's why I don't want to apologize yet. Because
so you're going to apologize. That's what you're saying. You said yet.
I'm still in denial. But yeah, I would rather see Elly in than Corbin Carroll, but that's just me. No, I Arizona scares me a little bit. I mean, just because they're so young. I mean, they've played really well, though. Cincinnati as well. I want to see San Francisco get in, and this will lead to our next segment because it's a matchup I want to see in the playoffs. But I mean, there's not the Cubs. I think the Cubs get in. It's crazy. I think they're gonna be one of the spots, no doubt. I don't think they're gonna fall off. I think they somehow sneak in. And find and keep their spot where they're at now. But man, that third spot, I still have a feeling San Francisco is going to find their way in. I just do. I know they've struggled. They're on the wrong side right now, but I think they find their way in. I really do. I don't know what it is. Because baseball gets crazy in this time of year, and I think San Francisco they were kind of a lock. People were thinking they were a lock. Then they had the Philly series and kind of had a downturn since then. And then I think they're going to find their way back in these last couple of weeks and get that third spot. I just do. I don't know why. I think it's going to be Phillies, Cubs, San Francisco. If you ask me today, right now, this second.
And the crazy part is like not the crazy part, but like I really thought about it. I agree with you. I think 100%. The Phillies are a lock. I think I know that the Phils have been playing weird baseball over the last week or so. But I think they have a good next couple of weeks. I think, man, I still feel like, and I know this is like, but I still feel like the Phillies are winning a World Series. Like and that's just me speaking emotionally, but like.
But when we did our picks for the World, did you pick the Phillies?
No, I still like the Braves and Astros.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the matchup. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah. I don't want to get too off track here, but like, generally I feel like the Phils are locked for the 1 seed. Yes. I think they're the 1 seed. I think they are better than a lot of people think. Or not. I think there's there's a good amount of people that are frightened of the Phillies of how good they can be.
Yeah.
So Phils, the 1 seed, Cubs 2 seed. I like the Cubs at number 2 right now. And then I say San Fran more because look, Miami, they lost Soler, Alcantara. I think it's more Alcantara. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. But I'm pretty sure they're out for a couple of weeks or somewhere along those lines.
Yeah.
That hurts them huge.
Yeah.
Big time. Soler's been unreal this year. Alcantara has been better in the second half, and he's he won the Cy Young last year. Huge. Cincinnati, I don't think they're there yet. Arizona, don't think they're there yet. Which leads me to the Padres. Just kidding. To the Giants. to the Giants. And the Giants actually haven't been great over the last couple of months. But I think they're going to play solid baseball over the next couple of weeks. And I think they're just going to squeak by to get that last spot. And I think it's more about Arizona, Cincy, Miami than it is San Fran playing really good baseball and then being an actually really good team. And this is where maybe that third wild card spot kind of looks like, oh, you're just letting some random team come in last, which was kind of the case for Phil's last year, but the Phil's actually a good team. So I like Phil's, Cubs, San Fran. We actually agree.
Well, we knew it. See, I told you we were going to agree by the end of this episode, and
we're not even. Yeah,
how about that? Yeah, we're on the same page.
Cool.
San Francisco is going to find their way in. It's going to get weird. I'm just saying right now.
It's already weird.
It's going to get really weird. How about that? It's going to get really weird. Coming down the stretch. It's nothing beats postseason baseball, man. Heading into October. The fall. I don't know if you're a pumpkin spice guy. I'm not, but when I hear pumpkin spice, I think so do I. But like when I hear pumpkin spice, I think postseason baseball. I might be the only one in the world that thinks that, but that's me.
Interesting. I haven't thought of that. Yeah, you're a little weird,
Pumpkins.
but that's
Yeah.
who you get a little weird like
A
you,
weird
right?
brain. Yeah.
Yeah. Weird
Sorry.
guy. Just kidding. Nah, you're the man. All right. So let's stick to the playoffs. We'll talk overall playoffs here. I want to not who you think, Nick. Not who you think's gonna be the postseason matchups. I want to talk. Let's stay in fantasy land. Let's not stay in fantasy. Let's live in fantasy land for a second. How would you, if you had like, if we could, you know what? Yeah, I'll let you give all your picks first, and then I'll go next after you. What would your like ideal matchups in the postseason round by round be?
Dream
if
scenario.
if you got the opportunity to be like, what do they call it in football last year? There was a script. If you or maybe with NBA,
the NFL script,
NBA, whatever
script. Yeah, the NFL. It was the NFL. They did a whole commercial on it, making fun of the idea.
Ridiculous. But anyway, if you had a script, Nick, and you had the chance, what would your script be for the MLB playoffs?
I do want. It'd be nice. I would love to see. Oh, hit my mic.
You're that jack.
I'm actually because I'm about to bring up Ellie De La Cruz. That's why. I would love to see Cincinnati versus Milwaukee, division rivals, first round wild card series. That would be cool. Cincinnati versus Milwaukee would be extremely cool first round matchup for me. So that'd be awesome. That'd be my first pick. Ellie De La Cruz in the postseason, electrifying. I'm gonna forget about the last couple of months that he's had, and he's gonna be electrifying in the playoffs. He's gonna make up for it. That's dream scenario one. Next matchup for me in the first round would be the Phillies versus the San Francisco Giants. I mean, the Gabe Kapler storyline is the best. It's freaking awesome. I mean, that would be so great if the Phillies were able to play Gabe Kapler and the Giants, have them come back to Citizens Bank Park after that series where the Phillies won. That'd be great. It'd be great to beat their old manager in the playoffs in the first round at home. That would be cool to me. So that I would love that matchup. So I'll go to AL now, I guess. I'll go to the AL wild card first round. I want to see Toronto in. So I do want to see Toronto versus Tampa Bay. I'm a sucker for division matchups. I want to see division rivals face off against each other, have the bragging rights. Toronto, Tampa Bay, would love to see that happen. Don't know if it'll happen, but it's a real possibility. And then Seattle and the Twins, which I think is where it stands right now. I think that would be a pretty cool series to head into the postseason. The Twins, coming on strong as of late. And, Seattle, that underdog again, I want to see Seattle get out of the first round. Now. I want to see them get out of that wild card round, and I want to see them go pretty far. So I think that would be cool. I'll go through the whole bracket if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll go through mine afterwards.
So it would be I guess I would have the Phillies against Atlanta. That would be pretty
absolutely
cool. And then it would be, because I want to be semi-realistic here. Dodgers. I would see Dodgers and Reds, man. Dodgers and Reds. Let those Reds ride to the second round. That would be pretty cool. Atlanta versus the Phillies. Yeah, I mean, that's the matchup you want, right? Like, if you're a Phillies fan, you want the Braves. The Braves want the Phillies. 100% would love that. And then Phillies Dodgers in the NLCS. I think that would be great. Rematch of what, 08 and 09 too, yeah. And it would just be awesome to see that rematch. Phillies go to the World Series in the NL. And then for me, it would be Seattle taking on Houston again. And then I would have Toronto taking on Baltimore. Man, Toronto versus Baltimore would be great. I would want Baltimore. I would want Baltimore to win. I don't know if they would, but I'd love to see Baltimore versus Seattle in the ALCS. That would be so fun. Young stars, Julio Rodriguez, Adley Rutschman. Oh, be great. Gunnar Henderson. Oh, be awesome. And then Baltimore versus the Phillies. Little I-95 matchup in the World Series. That would be freaking cool. It'd be so cool to see that and the Phillies win. That would be my
the Phillies win. Right.
And that would be my ideal what I would want to see in the matchups I'd want to see.
Yeah.
In a semi-realistic land.
I do love your picks. I don't love a lot of your takes, but I love your picks. And so I'm going full fantasy land. I'm just going fantasy.
Full
What matchups would just be so fun. So I will start off with National League. I'm in agreement with you. I think Brewers Reds would be kind of a, maybe the Reds, against the Brewers have kind of, I don't want to say, have they run the NL Central?
I don't know if they've
sort of kind of since like 2017-18 with Yelich there. That one year he won MVP.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've run it, but they have they've been, they've won the NL Central more often than not, had they not.
Yeah.
So maybe the Cubs here and there too. So, but it feels like the Brewers more often than not have been a playoff team and have been the winners of the NL Central. So I think it would be dope if it was Brewers Reds in the first, NL the wild card. And then you kind of persuaded me here with the Giants thing. I didn't really think about like the Kapler storyline would be awesome. As Phillies fans, I think that would be really fun. Giants, Phils, but that could also Cubs and Phils, just because they're the two best wild card teams. I think they'll end up being the 4 and 5 by the end of the year. So I think those would be my National League wild card matchups: Brewers, Reds, Phils, Cubs, or Phils, Giants. I'll stay with Phils, Giants. And then on the other side, I guess Seattle and Minnesota. Minnesota's the central team. I like when the Guardians make the playoffs, but they're not going to get there. Yeah. So it's going to be the Twins. I would like Seattle just because they've been on a tear. And just like you with some of your guys like Ellie and whatnot, I'm a big Julio guy, man. Julio's fun. He's got a 30-30 season now, I believe. I mean, that kid's different. That kid's different. So I like Seattle. I like me a little Logan Gilbert, a little George Kirby, even though he said some weird stuff last week. After he got taken out in the 7th inning, he said he didn't want to be out there. That was a little weird. But I like Seattle and Minnesota. And then as is right now, man, I want to see Texas in the playoffs, baby. Texas and Tampa Bay would like that matchup. Texas is loaded with just a lot of talent. A lot of young talent mixed in with some veteran talent. I think they'd be exciting. So let's go to the National League, the DS. I would love it for it to be the Braves and Phils. Absolutely. After last year, my gosh. I mean, again, Braves might want revenge. Phils are going to do it again. You know what I mean? Or the Phils, do it 2 years in a row. That would be awesome. Dodgers and Reds for sure. I don't think the Reds would get there. I actually think the Brewers will win that series, but Dodgers and Reds would be really fun. American League Divisional Series, Houston and Seattle, absolutely after last year. Seattle telling Houston, like, hey, like, guys don't got much longer. They're over there in the AL West, man. We're coming. I think that would be fun. And then Texas and Baltimore. I mean, I think Texas and Baltimore would be fun. I know Baltimore with the Felix Bautista thing, that's huge. I think that really does hurt them. I think that might be one of the reasons why they don't get out of the divisional series. I think Texas, like I said, laid out to you before about Texas with the firepower offensively and with their pitching, I think that would be really fun. And then going back to the National League in the CS, I would love for it to be. You're gonna hate me for this. This is just fantasy land. As a baseball fan, I would love for it to be Atlanta and LA. Two of the teams that have kind of run the National League over the last decade, right? More half decade for Atlanta, but the Dodgers for the last decade, Atlanta for the last half a decade, both like 100-win teams every year, it seems like. So Atlanta, LA. And then the other side would love for it to be Texas and Seattle. And
cool.
World Series, I would love for it to be. It's funny because I think I told you who I wanted it to be in the World Series. I'm changing it right now. Seattle and Seattle. I'll go Seattle and the Braves, and I would love for Seattle to win it. They're not going to, but I think that would be super dope. Seattle to be last year's Phillies, kind of. I think Seattle and Atlanta would be a really interesting World Series.
It would.
And Seattle in 7.
I like it. I can't hate on those picks. I can't.
George Kirby, goes into Game 7.
Yeah.
He wants to. He goes in the 9th inning, and they win. But after the game, he says, "Man, I didn't really want to be out there."
It shouldn't have even started me in that game.
Why am I even here?
Shouldn't even started me.
I'm retiring.
I'm gonna go do a 9-to-5 job instead. That's what he's going to do.
I'll go be like a McDonald's manager or something. Shout out to all the McDonald's managers out there. I'm sorry, that wasn't a shot at you guys.
Come on, George. Come on, really? Like
Jorge.
You're in the major
come on, Jorge.
God, come on. He needs to take some advice from this George. All right, this George.
Right. The moose. The fake moose.
Dog.
The fake moose. So what'd you think of my picks?
I like them. No, I can't hate on them. I'd rather have you seen the Phillies in the World Series in your picks.
I was about to say, I think you got a little upset when I said Phil's.
I get it.
When I said Braves Dodgers, you kind of got upset. I could see.
I was a little upset, but it'd be a great matchup.
Low blow.
I can't hate on that. Can't hate on that. I mean, it's two of the best teams in baseball. Two of the top teams. I can't hate on that. I mean, it would be a great match. It'd be a heavyweight battle for sure. I just want to see my Orioles go a little further, man. Just want to see my Orioles go a little further.
You don't think that Bautista injury hurts them? I think it really does.
It does. No,
I mean, if you look at his numbers, dude,
that's why this is why it was our fantasy picks. Like, this is fantasy land over
right. You're right. Like I said, yeah, you're right.
They overcome it. They overcome Bautista getting hurt, and they get to the World Series and lose on the I-95 matchup.
Bautista had a 16.2 K per 9. He had 110 strikeouts as a reliever to this point.
Nuts.
Insane. 148 ERA. Sorry, but yeah.
Sorry, next year.
Yes.
Next year.
All right. So yeah, that's our also people in the comments, people listening would love to get your thoughts as well, who you guys would like to see in these matchups. Is fantasy land. This isn't about who you think is going to get there.
What you want.
You know, do I really think Seattle's going to get to the World Series? Probably not, but no. I think it would be fun. I think it would be a fun storyline to see Seattle get there.
You're having fun now. Look at you having fun.
I'm always having fun. What are you
finally having fun. Finally having some fun.
Yeah, what's Luis Arias batting now, bro? Yeah, because Luis Arias realized, it's batting average doesn't matter as much as I thought I did. So here I go. I'm going to hit 350.
Didn't even end the season. Didn't even invoke batting average, and here you go. Here you go again.
Hey, we're talking about fun. I don't know. What am I talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know. Who knows?
All right. Shall we end the show talking what? Go ahead.
Mr. Trea Turner.
Oh,
Mr. Trea Turner.
Yeah, Trea. The real Trea Turner is in the building. Will the real Trea Turner please stand up? He stood up. The fans stood up.
They did. It worked. Hey, good for him. Good for him, man.
Good for him. Good for the fans.
I'm glad he got a boost from it, dude. Seriously.
Yeah, no, I am too. We honestly, we've never seen that before, really, in sports where this has really happened anywhere.
No, so it's great, man.
Pretty cool that happened in Philadelphia.
So he's been on just a tear lately, right? So I got this from ESPN Stats and Info. Trea Turner is the third Phillies player to hit 11 home runs in a 13-game span, joining 2006 Ryan Howard and 1976 Mike Schmidt. How about that?
I mean, when we signed Trea Turner, when the Phillies signed Trea Turner, we thought he'd be a good player, but him being mentioned with the likes of Mike Schmidt, Ryan Howard, I know it's just a short span, but unbelievable.
For a while, I believe you did the interview with Matt Musico. He came on. I was sick that day.
Right.
Supposed to have my top 5. I think you mentioned my top 5 in that episode. I think I had Turner 1. Didn't I have Turner 1 in the NL East? As top 5 player in the NL East?
You probably did.
Yeah. For a while, it was looking very bleak. Very bleak. But
terrible.
I mean, he looks like Trea Turner again. He looks even better, man. He looks just confident. And I'm glad he has his confidence back. And hey, they're gonna need him. Phillies are gonna need him in the playoffs. He's not a home run hitter by any means, but hey.
But he has power. He does have power.
He has power, and he can come up big, and that's what he's done. He's just hit, and if he continues to hit, Phillies can be in good shape, man, heading into the playoffs if he's still hot.
And I think another thing to bring up, Nick, is he's not just doing this up 10 runs, hitting these homers. He's hitting them in pressure-packed situation. He's not fumbling under pressure like JT Realmuto. He's doing these hitting these bombs in big spots. He's hot right now, and the moments aren't getting them because I think he also knows that the fans have his back too. I think that does matter to him. Obviously it has. I mean, literally created that there was a billboard on the highway, outside of the stadiums. It says "Thank you, Philly." I don't know if it's still there or not, but it said "Thank you, Philly." From Trey saying thank you to the fans.
Yeah.
It's pretty. It's a historic turnaround. I was
Yeah.
just looking at a tweet from WIP's account, and it's historic turnaround is like 100% the right term here. Historic. It's
Yeah.
and I don't even know, like, it's definitely being talked about a lot, but I if this was like Aaron Judge, people would be just nonstop talking about it. I mean, Trey has literally been not just one of the best shortstops in baseball since August 1st. He's been one of the best players in baseball. Like, maybe Mookie haven't. I mean, Mookie's had an unbelievable stretch too. So like, but former teammate of Trea Turner's as well. But it's just been unbelievable. And like you said, I think like the end all be all here is like the Phillies are going to need this in the playoffs. Especially with the Rhys Hoskins injury earlier in the year. That there's possibility he might come back in the postseason. Just saying.
Come off the
Could
bench.
Could it be 2016 Kyle Schwarber?
Maybe. Never know.
Maybe.
I do want to bring this up.
Yes.
And it was an article that came out around noonish on MLB.com. Henry Palatella, I think I said his name right. Wrote an article on Trea Turner. Turner's on the cusp of history, if you didn't know. If he goes the rest of the year without getting caught stealing, he will set a new record for most stolen bases in a season without being thrown out. He's 27.
That's better than Acuna.
27 for 27 right now.
That'd be if he got to what? So if he got 30-30, is that what you're saying?
No, like he just doesn't have to. Like he doesn't if he just doesn't get caught. So I guess if he stays at 27, like I think he's fine. But I'm sure he's gonna try. He's gonna steal more bases. But
what's more impressive, Turner if he does that, or Acuna?
Damn, if Acuna gets to 70,
I was being sarcastic. I'm surprised you're actually thinking about
it. I gotta think about this. I mean, dude, if Acuna gets to 70, what do we be? What do we? Let's say he gets. What is he at right now? Acuna's at what?
65.
He's at 65. So he's had what 78 attempts right now.
Yeah, it's Acuna, dude. I'm surprised you're actually thinking about it. It's 100% Acuna.
70 out of 83. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous, man. 70 stolen
bases. It's Acuna. It's 100% Acuna.
Okay. All right. I thought you were going to go Turner for some reason, but
no, I mean, like it'd be really impressive, but it's not like he went 40 for 40 or 45 for 45. Okay. That'd be a little different. No, it's 27 for 27. So still awesome.
I was trying to do math. That's why it took me a second because I was trying to do math in my head, like how many more stolen bases. It would be like 70 out of 83.
Are you good at math or no?
No, God no.
Yeah.
No, I can read numbers. Can I put them together? You can read. Do the algebra? No, I didn't do very good in math in school. It's not my cup of tea. If you haven't realized, that's why I'm talking to you.
I'm not a math guy. I mean, I'm a stat guy, but I'm not a math guy.
I'm a stat guy. I can do stats. I can read stats. Know what they are. Can do the basic formulas.
I mean,
After that, you lose me.
I did get an A in like pre-calc in college.
I don't think I got one. I had a couple of math classes in college. I did get A's in those or B's, A's and B's. But like in high school, I don't know if I got 1A. I don't think I got 1A in math.
I was barely passing like algebra 1 and algebra 2. I hated it.
Dude, you want to hear something?
I liked math. Go ahead. Yeah, you go first.
Something crazy, baseball related. You would think maybe I'd have some interest. Maybe I'd be okay with this with all the physics that goes on in baseball, hitting baseball, right? I had physics my freshman year of high school. They made us take physics.
Okay.
It was the hardest thing I've ever. Dude, I was staying after.
Really? That's crazy. I had physics junior year of high school or senior year, and it was
that's when
my teacher made it easy.
Yeah, that's when I think it should happen, right? Like you should have it like your latter year. I had a freshman year coming out of middle school. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. There was a lot of math things involved. No, it was not good. It was not good. Not good. I'd stay after, get some extra help. It didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
Didn't matter. Didn't matter. Still was like barely passing the tests, the exams. It's ridiculous. Anyway, back to Trea Turner.
Wait, I wanted to say something.
Oh, go ahead.
I actually liked math. I'll just say this real quick. I actually really liked math up like in elementary and middle school. And then we got to high school with the algebra 1, algebra 2, and like X equals 4, 5, plus Trea Turner's batting average in 2012 or something like that. I'm like, bro, I'm not here to do all this stuff. This hurts my brain. This isn't fun anymore.
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to use this for? I'm not going to use. I haven't used algebra really for anything.
No, I haven't used it since probably sophomore year of college. I don't know.
I've seen PEMDAS stuff on. Do you ever see those like formulas on Twitter? It's like, oh,
Yeah.
if you do, it's like, oh, what did you get? Oh, what did you get? Just for the heck of it. That's not even fun. I don't even like that. It's stupid.
I know. It's not good. That's why I write. We talk. We broadcast. We tell stories. It's
about things we like, not about things like math.
No.
I'll do a little math when it comes to baseball, but like that's my extent.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll look at I'll let Baseball Reference do the math for me.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I looked at Trea Turner's numbers since August. I'm like, okay, yeah, thanks, do this for me. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Baseball Reference. You like to do math. I don't like to do it. That's why you're doing it.
Plug it into the computer.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much more to say about Trea. I mean, just his numbers since August: 358, 402, 755, 755 slugs, insane. 115.7 OPS, 16 homers, 41 RBIs. Actually, Nick, one more thing. How do you feel about, is Kyle Schwarber over the Mendoza line? He was close last time I checked.
He is. Let me double check.
I don't want him to. All I want to say to you is I hope he doesn't. He's hitting 199. Stay there.
Is he at 199?
I want him to hit 50 homers.
I know he got to 201 at one point. He was at 201 at some point.
He was, like a couple days ago.
Yeah, he was at 201. It's going to take me a second. I'm slow. Let's see.
But he's been, yeah, it's just insane, man. He could hit 50.
I didn't think he was going to get, I really didn't think he was going to get over 200 or like even come close. I thought he'd probably like be like 192, something like that.
Yeah, 199 right now.
Yeah, 199, 43 homers, 94 ribbies.
Yeah, it's fun. I like this season. I like when people get pissed off about his batting average. I think it's really funny.
I don't get mad at his batting average. I don't.
Yeah, because you know what he brings to the table.
I do. I understand.
It's almost. Yeah, what's up with your mic today, bro?
I know. I keep hitting it. That's the problem.
You're just so excited to be back on the
show. I know. My hand goes like this, and I knock it out of the way.
Yeah, you're like, oh man, why did you pick the Mariners?
I just picked the Dodgers and the Braves first. No, Schwarber. You know what he is. Like, you have to just understand what he is and what his value is to a team. He's not gonna get like all these base hits. He's not gonna hit singles. He's not gonna hit a ton of doubles, right? He's gonna hit a home run. He's gonna get walked and maybe get a base hit occasionally. That's how it's gonna be.
And he needs to be your DH.
Yes,
whatever.
Yes, he cannot be in the field, man. It's just horrible. Marsh. I think like watching Marsh in left field is just you can relax a little more.
-21 defensive run save this year. That's absolutely horrible. He's had -35 in the last 2 years. That's really bad.
Yeah, just keep him. Just let him get in the cages, man. He doesn't need to be shagging. He does not need to be shagging fly balls at all. Keep him in the cages, man. That's all you need.
Nope. I agree. All right, so that was a lot of Phillies today, but screw you guys. We want to talk about the Phillies. Nah, I don't mean that. I'm not going to say screw you guys to listeners. We love our listeners.
Let's get another one.
Let's
get another one. Let's get another one.
Let's get another what?
It's a ring. Did you not see it?
I couldn't. You froze up, honestly.
Let
me see it again.
Trying to put it on.
Oh, is that? Oh, you got a World Series ring?
And it's like, I think it was like the ones McDonald's gave out like back in the day.
Like the ones George Kirby's going to give out for the Mariners.
Yeah.
At McDonald's.
Yeah. Yeah. Go on.
Shout out to Jorge. Jorge Kirby. Shout out to him.
Curbs.
Yep. Yeah. Don't say it again, George Kirby. Don't be saying that crap again. Weirdo. All right. That'll do it for us. This has been The Shift. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms as we head toward the stretch run here for the Major League Baseball season. For Nick Earnshaw, I'm Francisco Rojas. We'll see you guys.